So after having a look at the feedback itself, I think it's also proper to actually look at the BR changes too, because they are moving around a few others that they didn't talk about in the feedback. So the first vehicles that are changing is the R3T20, it's actually going up to 6.0, and the AMX-10P is also going up to 6.0. So once again, these high velocity, high powered AAs, which were supposed to fix kind of the middle brackets and make it so you actually had a competent AA to be able to do a CAS, are all going up in BR. So now they won't ever be able to fill those roles. Same with the ZSD63, same with the Leopard 4070, same with the BTR-ZD, same with the M53 when that went up, and all of these other high-velocity, high-powered AAs. It was really nice when they all got added because of the fact that they fixed an issue in the game which was present for a long time, and that is the fact that CAS at mid-tiers doesn't really have a counter unless you are playing America, where everything has a 50 cal. Nowadays, it seems like they're making it harder and harder to counter CAS by putting up a lot of these vehicles. So those brackets, which didn't have an AA in them anymore, now also don't have an AA in them again, because they just keep putting these vehicles up. Hopefully, they can now, since they've created another BR gap between these vehicles, hopefully they can fill it with another vehicle and then do exactly the same thing once again. The Rooikat Mark 1D is also going up in BR, and this vehicle I don't really feel like should go up in BR, and there's one major reason for it, and it's the gun. The vehicle itself is highly mobile. It is not survivable at all when it comes to where the crew is or the armor that it has, but it can move around the map at a good click. The problem with it is it has the 76mm, the GT4 cannon, which has okay targeting speed. It has an okay stabilizer. It has the same reload as the 105mm, but the fact is it just does no damage. The APF SDS on it, the 7662, you can pen a lot of vehicles and not do any damage to them. And since they're bringing in changes to try and affect this, maybe that will affect the vehicle, but at least right now, I don't think it will. I think it will still be in a horrific position. So there's so many times where you use this gun, which by the way, this gun has, as I said, the same reload as a 105. No idea why, it just does, even though it's a lower caliber and also should have a lower reload. But the vehicle will be at 8.7, contending with 100mm, 105mm, and even 120mm that will just blow it apart. So I don't think it should go up. I think it should stay at 8.3. There's so many different vehicles in the British territory which get up BR'd and are put in unfortunate spaces. And it looks like the Rooikat is having that done to it too. The VEAK as well, the VEAK 40, this one just makes me sad. They're moving the VEAK from 8.7 to 7.7, which you may think, oh, well, isn't that really good? You know, the vehicle already performs really well, so moving it down in BR, it'll just be better. They're removing the HEVT. So the thing, one of the only vehicles in the BR bracket of 8.7, 8.3, and 9.0 that can actually deal with guided bombs from high altitudes is the VEAK. It's one of the only vehicles that can do it. Nothing else can even touch the guided bomb throwers. Stuff like the A4s. Stuff like, you know, other vehicles which are higher BR, which have access to even more, you know, or better guided munitions. The VEAK was one of those vehicles that could deal with them. It was one of the only ones that could deal with them. And now it's going up in BR. Sorry, it's going down in BR, and they're removing the reason why it was able to do it, which is the HEVT. So the VEAK 40 is now completely worthless. You don't have anything at that BR bracket now to be able to deal with any of the CAS elements if played correctly. You are just going to be done. The Gepard, the Marksman, the ITSVA, all of these vehicles don't deal with the guided bomb CAS. They get outranged. Same against the helicopters that are around as well at those BRs. You get outranged by them. Why are they removing all of the ways to deal with the CAS elements that are around these BRs? They are already oppressive. They're already awful to deal with. And I will not sit here and just be like, okay, it's fine, because in the next major update, they'll fix this, and that's good. The next major update will come out probably in 2 months. So you're going to have 2 months of just getting absolutely annihilated by all of these CAS vehicles, which, if you don't play Sweden, you are already getting annihilated by. Why are they doing this? Why? Do you want people to suffer? Seriously. That is an awful decision. Jesus. Then we got the 292. The 292 is going up to 10.3. Not really a surprise. The vehicle's highly mobile. It's got a fun gun. Doesn't really have anything else attached to it. I think the 292 is overhyped, personally. I don't think the vehicle itself is as good as people think it is. I think in general the chassis saves it quite a lot from what's kind of going on. But as I also said previously, I think putting it up to 10.3 is fine. I don't think it will really change anything about it. You know, the Soviets have a decent lineup at 10.0 and also at 10.3, so won't really make a difference. And they're also putting up the Strela again to 10.3 after it was at 9.3 for the longest time, because the Strela is really good. And yeah, it's just going to keep going up in BR, as it's the only AA at that BR which is actually competent at doing its job, where everybody else is struggling. So yeah, they're going to keep putting it up. Keep putting up the only AAs that actually work at these BRs, and just keep making CAS better. But don't worry, you'll only have to deal with it for 2 months, which I'm sure is the slogan right now of this set of BR changes. You've also got the Challenger DS. It's getting moved up to 10.3. That's fine. Most of the Challengers are there anyway. They are also adding the L26 to it, so that obviously makes it better and keeps it comparable with the 10.3 Challengers. Always found it a little bit weird that it was at 10.0, because obviously, you know, the 10.3 lineup is the really nice one, so it being at 10.3 doesn't change anything and will actually just make it a bit better. The 11.3 bracket and 11.0 bracket don't really exist in a huge area, so at 10.3 the Challenger will be fine. Then also the Type 81C, they're putting up its BR to 11.3. God damn it. The Japanese don't have an 11.3 lineup. They have 11.0 and 11.7. If you put an AA at 11.3, you are fundamentally making it an 11.7 vehicle. Oh, god damn it. Why? Why? They're really just screwing up so many AAs now. It's okay to be able to defend yourself on the ground. You know? It's good. It's positive. It makes people feel good. I don't need planes just ruling the roost all the time in these game modes. And that's exactly what's going to happen after all of these BR changes. You've just screwed the 7.0 to 8.0 area again. And also some of the high tier stuff as well. I have no words. In aviation, they're moving down the Spitfire F Mark 24. Obviously, the reason for this is to make sure that it doesn't get crucified by all of the changes where they're bringing down a bunch of the vehicles, such as the Sabres, the MiG-15s, and so on. Will this help the F Mark 24? Yeah, sure. It'll be fine. It just kind of sucks, as we talked about in the previous video, about a lot of those propeller aircraft being in pretty dodgy places. Then also, the Q5A is not going up in BR, so it is staying at 9.0, which will be interesting. Also, the AMX is not going up in BR because, as we talked about before, ground is not allowed to live. CAS is king, CAS is queen, CAS is life, CAS is love. The G91Y and the G91YS are going down in BR. This should have happened many moons ago, but the fact that it's happening now means that, at least for me, I will be looking forward to playing them. It should be quite fun, especially at that 9.3 area with the G91YS. I think against a lot of the general guys, it should be pretty good. You know, it should be alright to actually play around with. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully it should be good. The FCU, the F5E being moved down to 11.0. We'll see how it goes. I think in general it should be fine. The fact is, I think the standard F5E should go up in BR, but if they're putting down this one, I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. The vehicle itself is very positive. It dominates a BR bracket, has done for many moons, so we'll just have to see what they decide to do with it. But the aviation changes overall, not huge changes around the place. For the naval stuff, all they've done is added the Gabbiano to the 3.7, which makes sense, since I believe it's basically the same as the Falaga, which is around. So yeah, they've pushed it up to 3.7. No other changes, so the hip is still going down, the organ's still going down, everything is still going down, and we'll have to see how that goes. These BR changes are whack, and I think they're doing it to prepare for the next update. I don't think this is how you should do things. I think you should be proactive instead of reactive, and right now they are waiting to be reactive, which is insane. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Tullio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pieman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Alan Hacker, Ozzy Panzer, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Cam Arslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.